So in this video of breaking down poses, I chose 3 more poses from Pinterest, and this time I chose 3 different poses for shorten, from the top down view. I've been getting a lot of requests for doing more of these poses, so I decided to do 2 top down poses and 1 more extreme angle for shorten pose. So with this one, I started to do it the usual way where I start with the head first, starting to structure it out, adding in the circle for the head, which means the head is tilted to the side. So I add that little circle on the side where the ear is going to be. And I'm adding in the circle for the chest area. And when I'm doing these type of poses, especially from the top down view, when it's for shortened this way, I like to kind of overlap a bunch of different circles over top of each other. That way you can kind of show, that the distance of things being cut off, as you're going down. So you see me add the circle for the head, circle for the body, and then you'll see me add a circle for the waist. But when I add a circle for the waist, it's going to be kind of hidden down. So right now I'm adding in the line, kind of like a line I usually draw from the center of where the neck is, just to kind of show or make my eyes see the body go at an angle. So you see me adding in the waist area already, which was like kind of a half circle, and adding in the legs, the calf of the leg or the bottom leg, structuring it out, adding in the foot. I'm adding in the other side. The foot's kind of just further up, so I'm adding in that, making the leg up a little further, adding the line. Now for this one, I kind of had the line, or I had the leg go down a little bit, just a little bit further from the reference. And the reference has it where it's kind of like a little further up, but either way, it's kind of, a lot of it's hidden with the clothing and everything. But I decided to make the leg a little bit longer, because sometimes the leg can be a little bit longer depending on the angle of the camera and how the lens is. So I'm adding in her other arm, the cylinder, structuring it out. I'm adding in the part where the hand is, to kind of measure out how far the hand is going to go, and start adding the hand in there, since the hand is kind of a little bit on her, kind of on her leg or waist area. Drawing that out, structuring the hand out the usual way, where I'm just adding in, each of the cylinders for the fingers. Getting all that in there, darkening some of the lines. Well, this pose is not a lot of crazy lines going on, so I didn't really have to erase that much. So this pose is pretty much safe. Now for this one, another top-down view. She has her hand pointing towards the camera. Her hand is kind of like the main focal point of the image. So I start out the usual method, drawing the head first, structuring it out. That way we can figure out the angle. I drew the circle in there for the side of the head to show that it's tilted. Got the line going and also in the center where the eyes are going to be. And I'm making that neck, because our neck is kind of, it's the neck. Well, technically the neck is always straight. It's always a straight neck, and you're just where the head. Because that's why I always draw the head first, because when the head is tilted and you draw the neck in, the neck is going to just be placed straight, and everything will kind of fall into place as you're drawing the rest of the body. It looks as though the neck is tilted when it's not. It's just the head is the one that's tilted, but the neck is always in place. You see me at that center line, and then I'm now working the waist in. Now I'm adding in the area where the chest is, just a little bit further down. I'm adding in the leg, just structuring it out, working way all the way down. I'm adding in the other leg on the other side. So it's kind of a little dynamic pose, standing there. Dropping that leg in, same as before, a little cylinder, another circle, the bottom leg, and the feet. Adding in where where the chest area is on the top. And a circle for the shoulder, even though the other arm is fairly hidden. So you're just making a half circle and just adding in as you go, since everything is pretty much hidden anyway. Now I'm moving the paper up because I just realized that the camera isn't following, and so you have to look at the camera to see where the image is. And before I started to realize that I had to move the little image up, so you didn't see me at the legs. But so easy fix. I'm adding in the hand. You see, same method I used before, where I'll draw the box where the hand is going to be to measure out and see where the hand is going to be placed and how far it's going to go. Then I start to add in some small details to where the fingers and thumb is going to be. So now I'm adding in the thumb. Same before, and drawing cylinders to make that thumb. I'm going to add in the fingers. Now with the fingers, I've done this. I've done this in a few videos where I'm drawing the fingers out, and I kind of draw out the whole outline of the finger first, and then start to break apart the shapes of the finger, because it's a method I like to use sometimes. Every once in a while, I like to switch it up, only because different methods are required to do different things. I mean, I can do poses this way and then do a pose another way, because I feel that doing it in a different technique will create the whatever position or pose I'm trying to do easier. So see me right now, I'm breaking it up, breaking up the other finger, darkening some of the areas, adding in the little shoulder. Now with this particular pose, on her left side is mostly hidden, especially her shoulder and her arms. So I kind of just drew in the shoulder where it would be, but that side is mostly hidden because her hand is so big towards the camera that it's hiding pretty much everything else. And the clothing is basically hanging down. The reason why you can see the clothing for her arm is because the clothing is hanging down. You can kind of see the length of her arm through the clothing, but technically, if she wasn't wearing sleeves there, you probably wouldn't even see that, her arm. Now this one I chose an extreme angle, with his leg on the right side being the dominant part of the image. And just like the other ones, I start out with the head first to get that starting point and figure out where everything is going to go. Get a circle for the side, and his eyes are going to be up top. So that's why I have that little center line that's kind of like way up top, because that's where his head is tilting up towards. I'm adding in that. The circle for the chest. It's always going to be circle for the chest. Circle for the chest, half circle for the waist. It's always the same thing. And when you're adjusting it and drawing it in different angles, especially foreshortened angles, you're basically just overlapping the same exact shapes. So you see me overlapping the circle over the waist, or the shoulders. Circle will be half circle behind the circle of the chest to show like the hand is going backwards. And right now I'm adding in a circle for where the knee is going to go. And you see I just drew the circle out there just because I knew, okay, the knee's going to be this far, so now I can just draw in the leg to where that's going to go and kind of just measure everything out. I could have just drawn, the leg from the waist up and then start adding it in, but for me, it was easier to figure out by drawing a circle for the knee first and then just start drawing everything in towards that circle, or out from that circle. Adding in the foot. I'm just darkening the circle a little bit more. And now I'm adding in the rest of the leg, connecting from the circle where the knee is. A circle for where the shoulder is, even though that arm is fairly hidden because of the angle. Like his arm is resting on that leg, so the circle will be behind that leg. Now the other shoulder is further down. I'm adding a circle for the knee for the other side, kind of showing the distance, how far it's going to go. And attach it to the waist. Adding the bottom part of the leg, the calf, getting that foot. See that bend? It's all about looking at the image and trying to figure out all the big shapes to create that pose. You're taking a pose, you're breaking it down, and you're trying to figure it out. So I'm taking the hand, and since the hand is hidden or resting on his leg, I'm just drawing it out, adding the hand, resting down, drawing a circle for the knuckles. And I start to add the cylinders for the fingers from those knuckles going down. Because everyone have, their own methods for doing gesture poses and things like that. And for me, gesture poses is typically just, it's not a defined person. It's just, you're structuring out a pose. Nothing is detailed. And my way of doing gestures is using shapes, because that's the easier way for me to figure out how the body is moved or positioned in 3D space. Now with this one, there's a lot of lines going on. So with this, I started erasing a bunch of different lines to kind of keep it from being too confusing, because especially with these extreme angle ones, there's a lot of overlapping going on, and too many lines will just get too overwhelming. Now, typically I can just erase this whole thing lightly and go over it anyway, but I just for the video, I decided to erase the line just so that it won't be too confusing for, some of you that's watching the video, trying to draw from it or watch it. But that's it for this video. If you want to see more videos like this or more different tutorials or poses, hit the like button, subscribe, and comment for what you want to see. Take care.